Yeah, so when you start working on your first draft, what is the first thing uh, after you have selected your topic, for example, video games, then you have to go for selecting the headings for your body. Video games, history of video games, for example, the background of video games, or advantages or pros and cons of video games, which means the benefits and some negative things about video games and the future of video games. So these could be four headings, and then you can bring some subheadings. These topics or headings and subheadings you have to decide for your body. After you have decided your body headings and subheadings, main points, then you have to write the introduction. In the introduction, you will write the purpose of the report, the audience of the report, the uh, overview of the report. Overview means which topics does this report cover, like history, advantages, disadvantages, uses, misuse, uh, things like that. This is what we call overview. And then, of course, you have to mention that this report includes figures and diagrams or tables or pictures. And this report finished with the recommendation. So these are the components, these are the parts you have to include in your introduction. After that, you have to write the summary. Summary, just write the name of the report. That what is the name of this report? This report examines the fire alarms. Just write the name of the report. In the summary, you cannot write the purpose of the report or aims or objective of the report. And in the report, you have to just give the summary of the main points which you wrote in your body. That's it. So now what is the order of your report? What is the order of these components? First is the summary, second is the introduction, third is the body, and fourth is the conclusion. So you don't have to write the conclusion now. You have to write only as a first draft, abstract or summary, introduction, body paragraph, just the headings and subheadings, and references. These four parts you have to write as your first draft or the outline of your report. Mutlaq, yes, question?
Teacher, what should we write first, introduction or summary?
In the report, the order of the components are like this. First is the summary, second is introduction, and then body, and then conclusion. Right? But when you make an outline, first you have to think about your headings and subheadings for your body. Then you think and write the introduction. Then you write the summary, and then you write the references. This is your order of writing, order of planning your report. But the order of writing in the report actually is different, which means first you put your summary, which you have already written, you place your summary as a first part of your report. Then you place your introduction in the second page. Then you put your material in the body, which is the longest part in your report, of course, along with your figures and diagrams and everything. And then in the end you will write conclusion, but in the first step in your outline for the first draft, do not write conclusion, please. Do not write conclusion. Conclusion you will write later when you have finished your report.
Teacher,
Yes.
how many words do you want about this introduction and
Yes.
summary and body?
Good question. If your report is 10 pages, then what is the 10% of 10 pages?
One.
One page. One page. One page. One page for introduction. Maximum one page. It could be half or little more than half of your A4 size page. So no need to write a very long introduction of one page. It could just be introduction with 200 to 250 words to tell you the exact number of the words. Your introduction can be somewhere between 200 to 250 words, right? That is about introduction. Summary or abstract is shortest part of your report. Only 100 to maximum 120 words are enough. That is the summary length of your summary, 100 to 120 words. It should be written and pasted on a separate page. That will be the first page of your report. So once you write your summary on first page, don't write anything on the first page. Then you go to the second page, number 2, where you will write your introduction. You will type and copy and paste your introduction in the second page, like this. Okay, so now this step is complete. So by the end of this week, you must send me your first draft in my email. In my email, you have to send your first draft with the summary, introduction, and body headings and subheadings and references. 4 parts should include in your first draft as an outline, so that I can get an idea is your direction is correct or something is missing or something is wrong. So please don't give me after 6 weeks. I cannot check after 6 weeks. I have so many other things to do. So you have to meet this deadline by the end of this week.
Teacher, we will give you the report. There is going to be no marks about the first things.
Many students are asking me this question. I think you are asking because if there is no marks, then I should not write the first draft. That's why you are asking this question?
No, I mean, if I give it to you this week, is going to be marks about because when I give it to you after 6 weeks, what's the difference?
Yeah.
So
there is a timeline, there is a timeline we set for writing your report. If you give me after 6 weeks, then your deadline will be reduced. This is what I'm saying. So the sooner the better. There's a timeline for everything. Week 6 you have to do this. Week 7 you have to start writing your report. Week number 8 you can give me the final draft of your report online. Week number 8, final draft. Yes. And then week number 9 you can print it out and you can submit as a book form. So there is no time for waiting,
Oh.
Yeah. Now the second point is that week number 8.
if I give it to you this week, you will show me only the mistakes, and there is going to be marks on it.
No marks, just for your feedback.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, Now, second point is that all your exams now, as you know, are going to be online now. There will not be any on-campus exam. For example, midterm exam and final exam will also be online.
The final,
Before,
also.
huh?
The final also.
Yes, final also. It has been decided by the management that all your exams will be online.
Okay.
And what is the tool? It will be Lockdown browser. So for your information, so I'm giving you this news that your exams will be online, not only quizzes, but all other exams like midterm exam and final exam will be online. So now things are very complicated. They are not as easy as when we are doing this on campus. So Lockdown browser is the medium which we will be using to set your exam and upload your exam in this tool, Lockdown browser. And I think all of you know how to use Lockdown browser. Now, number 2 point is that your exam will not be in your regular class time. Again, your exam will not be in your regular class time. It will be out of your regular class time. And we will give you 6 hours. How many hours? 6 hours to complete, to write your exam, midterm exam, and then, submit in Lockdown browser. So total you will have 6 hours. 6 hours. For example, the exam starts at 3 o'clock. You will see your exam available in the Lockdown browser at 3 o'clock. So you open and you start writing your answers. And then when you have finished, you can check, you can recheck, and then you can submit your exam before the deadline, that will be 6 hours. For example, if it starts 3 o'clock, it will finish at 9 p.m. at night, so that there is no problem with the internet connection and speed, because if we come online, then there could be many technical issues with the students. My mic is not working, or my internet speed is slow, so we are not doing your exam in the regular classes. So you can do individually in your own time within those 6 hours. So that was the information I wanted to share with you about the exams and Lockdown browser.
Teacher,
Now, yes,
the midterm will be same the what?
say again, your voice was broken.
The midterm exam will be same quiz 1.
No, not same quiz 1. Midterm exam is 30 marks. Those study unit 6, and this unit will help you to write some sample reports, example reports online. The Lockdown browser, yes. You will be writing in the Lockdown reports, and then there are some exercises where we can write selected few types of reports as an example reports. So there will be 2 or 3 exercises. So I will try to finish and write at least 2 reports, so that you have an idea. What you have to define the following things. First is report topic, which you have already done. Decide what subject you are going to write on. Then narrow it down as much as possible. First you select the general topic, for example, internet. After that you have to narrow down. Narrow down means you have to be specific. You have to select the specific topics or headings or points which you can describe about internet. Then report audience. Audience mean who will be reading your report. Who is the target of your report? For whom the report is being written? Is this report being written for engineers, doctors, general public, customers, or this report is being written for any research purpose? So what is the audience? So in your case, who is your audience? Do you know who is your audience?
GIC.
Teacher?
Yes, JIC or your teacher,
Yes.
because this is your academic report. This is not a report you are writing at your job, at your workplace, as an employee. You are writing this report as a student, so of course your audience will be your teacher. This is the meaning of audience. This you have to include in your report when you write your introduction. The purpose of report. Why are you writing this report, and what will include in this report? What kind of need of the audience will be fulfilled? That is where you will write the type of report. That is the last point. The type of report, for example, it is technical background report, or instructions report, or recommendation report, or feasibility report, like this. So every report is different. Every report is different. The first type of report is technical background report. So what is the meaning of technical background report? The technical background report focuses on a technical topic. Technical topic, for example, you study what is industrial chemistry. You study this as a major subject, or what is instrumentation. That is technical topic. Then you have to provide a certain background on that topic, such information about that topic, and that background includes the definition. What is industrial chemistry, for example? When did this start? Where did it start? Who was the inventor of this type of industrial chemistry? So it is written for readers who have specific needs. Specific needs, for example, audience. This report does not include instructions. No instructions. It does not give any recommendation. For example, I compare two systems, two machines, and then I give recommendation to my company that the company should buy this material or this equipment because of these things. So there is no recommendation in technical background report, nor does it report new and original data. So this is what we call technical background report. Example of technical background report: You can see here at page 54 and 55. Light water nuclear reactors. Light water nuclear reactors. When they are making nuclear power plant, so nuclear energy, they need light water. So this is a technical information where you give the specification about nuclear reactors. This report examines light water reactors as a possible alternative source of energy for Leuchtenberg, Texas. Now this is the example of summary. So please look at the summary and get an idea how to write the summary or abstract. This report examines. So which verb you can use for your summary? Examines. And what is the verb form here, present or past? Present. Examines. You have added s with examine, so it should be in the present tense. Light water reactors, that is the topic. Light water reactors as a possible alternative source of energy for Leuchtenberg, Texas. So we can produce electricity from many sources like solar, like wind, like nuclear energy. So this is what we call alternative source of energy for this place. That is the purpose. Why are you writing this report? As an alternative source of energy for Texas. This city is Leuchtenberg, Texas. So first you write the topic of the report, then you write the purpose of this report, that this report will help to produce energy or electricity from from nuclear power. Both types of light water reactors are described. Now this is a preview. What is the limitation or scope of your report? What topics this report will cover? Both light water reactors are described. If you remember chapter number 1, we studied about the descriptions. Formal descriptions and informal descriptions. And when we say description, it means the definition, the shape, color, and material and function. This is what we call describe or description. And then what is the second point this report will cover? Explanation of how each reactor produces electricity is presented. Further explanation how the reactor produces electricity. Or in other words, you can say how something works, process. Next topic in this report is safety systems and economic features. Conclude the main discussion of the report. So that is the example of summary or abstract. Now comes the body. Now he says both types of light water reactors. So what is the first type? Pressurized water reactors. Then he describes the parts, the major parts of the reactor. Along with the labeling of the parts. So you can see the figure where you can see the light reactor, water reactor with all the parts. Figure 1, and this is the caption. This is the heading for this figure. Then he describes the key components in this process are the core, control rods, the reactor vessel, the steam generators, and the pressurizer. So these are the parts which are used, the main parts. Here you can see the main parts: generator, reactor, pump, the rods, generators, etc. Then he describes every part one by one with the heading. What is the name of the part and what is their function? How do they work? What they do?